John Rose, Johnrose, and I'm the 6th District Congressman in the U.S. House.
So Representative Rose, tell us why you're here today.
I'm here because I'm announcing that I'm running for governor of Tennessee in 2026 as a conservative outsider, hoping to bring my experiences as a small business owner and a farmer to and my training and education to serve the people of Tennessee and leading our state over the next 4 years.
What made you want to run for governor? Or when did it start? Did you decide you wanted to, and what's led up to now?
Well, as an 8th generation Tennessean whose forefathers arrived here in 1790, I am particularly interested in seeing us preserve the best of Tennessee. And so that rich heritage of Tennessee's past, I think, can be our future. But we've got to make careful decisions at this juncture so that the Tennessee that we all enjoy and that so many are moving here to take advantage of will be the Tennessee that our children and grandchildren will enjoy as well.
Let's talk a little bit about, so from the current administration, the Bill Lee administration, which is going to end at the end of his term, what do you want to keep from that? What do you want to change and move forward from that, do you think?
Well, we're blessed to have a state with low taxes and low regulations, a hospitable business climate, and a hospitable social environment. But we're growing quickly in this state, and if we're not careful, if we don't manage that growth and be very thoughtful about how we move forward, we're going to lose the character of our state that so many appreciate. And so we've got to make careful decisions, guide this state through the coming years, and take on the challenges like transportation, education, healthcare, energy, and economic development, and make choices that bring people to our state who want to embrace what we value as Tennesseans so that Tennessean can remain the state we enjoy.
One of the most, I don't want to know if the word controversial is the right word, but the biggest topics for discussion has been the changes to education put forward in Nashville and how it's affecting us here on the local level. Do you have an opinion or statement on that? What you might keep or maintain, especially with the changes to public school budgets versus the voucher program put forth by the governor?
Education is clearly the most important challenge and opportunity facing our state. We want parents and children to have choice, but we've got to make sure that we do everything we can to strengthen our public education system. And so one of the things you'll see me espouse as a candidate for governor is that we need to find a Tennessee teacher, someone who's held the chalk in their hand to lead education in Tennessee so that we can get the most out of our educational system with the values that are in line with what Tennesseans want. So we should find a teacher who's grown up right here in Tennessee, teaching in our classrooms to lead education in the years ahead.
Going back to your background in agriculture, and we sort of talked about this a little before, the changes towards agriculture. Some of the stories we've covered here included moving human waste products to some farms, and not everyone's in big support of that. What would be your priorities for, say, in general, and for farmers and for the support of farmers in Tennessee?
Well, as a farmer serving in Congress, one of the most important things that we have to do is get in place a farm bill that will provide certainty for our farmers across Tennessee. Tennessee's blessed to have a rich diversity of agriculture stretching from the flatlands of West Tennessee to the mountains of East Tennessee, and our farmers are unique in each region of the state. But they need greater certainty, greater access to markets, and the support of a state that understands that the beauty of our agricultural spaces needs to be preserved so that farmers can go about the business of producing the food and fiber that's so important to the future of our state and country.
With your experience on Capitol Hill, we've got a new presidential administration, and Tennessee was decidedly a very red state. How do you plan to work with the Trump administration? Is there anything you feel like you may not see eye to eye with on the president at this point?
Well, I'm a conservative outsider. I came to Congress to help change this country, to bring the kinds of Tennessee values that we have here in our state to the common sense that guides Tennesseans. And so as a governor for Tennessee, I think you'll see me bring that conservative outsider mindset, a Christian conservative who's built businesses, signed the front side of a paycheck, created jobs for Tennesseans, and understands that leading our state is an executive role that requires an understanding for how you assemble large organizations, how you motivate people, and how you paint a vision for the future success of our state. And those are the ideas. I've supported President Trump, endorsed him in all of his campaigns, and he's endorsed me in mine. And so the common sense approach that he takes to governing, I think you will see me apply if I'm governor of Tennessee.
You mentioned common sense in terms of leadership. You know, we're a red state. We've got a lot of blue cities. Chattanooga typically votes blue, especially in the local voting. Nashville, Memphis follows that. We saw a lot after the Covenant tragedy that pushed, you know, what people will term common sense gun control. Do you have an opinion on how you might, in terms of bipartisanship, how you might reach across to those other sides and those other voters in the state?
Well, as a business owner, a small business owner, I've worked with folks across the spectrum and served customers regardless of their political ideology. And so I think I understand what Tennesseans broadly view as the best way to run government. I do think that our constitutional rights are important to us, the right to free speech, the right to worship as we see fit, and the right to protect ourselves. So I very strongly believe in the Second Amendment. I think that Tennessee should be a constitutional carry state, which I think best represents the views espoused by the founders in the Second Amendment, and that is that the people of this country have the right to keep and bear arms. And sometimes people will abuse those rights, just as they abuse the right to free speech. The answer is more speech, and the answer is not to take away our rights when someone abuses them.
You have any questions?
Yeah.
What have I forgotten that you want to add up here?
Well, so I'm offering myself as governor, and you can go to johnrose.com and see more about me and understand my heritage as an 8th generation Tennessean. My forebears came here and carved a place out on the frontier in 1790, and I have 2 young children, 2 young sons that are 7 and 3, and my hope is that the state that they grow up in will be the state that I grew up in terms of the freedom and opportunity that they have. I was able to get a great public school education, and I hope the same for them, and I hope the same for all Tennesseans. If this state's going to succeed, then we've got to make sure that the next generation of Tennesseans have the education to equip them to be successful in a very competitive world economy.
I think that's all I really got.
Awesome, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's good.